welcome to day 11, I believe it is. And I have our screen open here to show you the menu for the class. We have the Today's Buzz menu, where I link the welcome videos. Our daily work menu, which is currently the screen that I have opened right here. We have the first critical response paper, which I have invited some of you to make some revisions to, if you would like. And you should be able to see a rubric on Blackboard, as well as feedback and a document of your own paper that I changed and added track changes comments to. These are the directions for the second critical response paper, which we are working on step by step this week. I put all of the materials from the first week into one folder, and I should probably do the same thing with the second week, just to unclutter. So I will work on that later. And for this week, today we just have a link to the discussion, book versus film. But I wanted to show you a preview of Wednesday's materials, which are about this comparison with the Common Core text and the Hunger Games, to think about allegory, as the short paper assignment suggests. This document is Common Core Appendix for English, Language Arts, and Literacy and Social Studies. And it includes readings. So it is a document of almost 200 pages, which is just some background about the exemplary texts, the recommended texts that they chose for the Common Core. Then we have our table of contents, K through 1, which I'm interested in now since I will soon have children reading at that level. But if you scroll through the exemplars to the grade level that you're interested in, and I think some of you are interested in middle grades, but most of you are interested in high school, so I will move ahead, forge ahead, and we have choices here conveniently for both social studies and ELA. So grade 9 to 10 exemplars, first here with stories. I assume that's an excerpt from The Grapes of Wrath, or Things Fall Apart, or To Kill a Mockingbird. Or maybe it's just, I'll have to look. Perhaps it is just the information of how to find the document. Now here are our informational texts, or our prose texts, which are nonfiction. And as you know, there is much more emphasis on those kinds of texts in the Common Core. There are several texts, the Gettysburg Address, but previously George Washington's Farewell Address, Patrick Henry's speech to the Second Virginia Convention, materials that I think will resonate with some of Katniss's revolutionary ideas in the Hunger Games. And our informational texts for social studies, Bury My Heart at Wounded Knee. Think about Panem, the capital, as the center, the metropole, and the districts as something like a Native American reservation. Now, there's an interesting way to think about allegory and displacing and disenfranchising people by comparing with Burying My Heart at Wounded Knee. And I just kept scrolling through these choices to, here is page 164, Thomas Paine's Common Sense and Thomas Jefferson's Declaration of Independence. Now, it's really interesting that they put these in ELA, because it seems like they work just as well for social studies. But for me, it's very exciting to blur that boundary between what we would think of as literature and what we would think of as political or historical material, because my research and writing expertise is similarly interdisciplinary. So I'm going to now scroll down to page 164. Notice there is also Frederick Douglass' What to the Slave is 4th of July. This is really exciting to me because I really enjoy these texts as much as I enjoy the Hunger Games. I think pairings like this are a terrific way to get students to think historically, because it shouldn't be that hard to get students to read the Hunger Games, or at least to watch the movie, right? So, some contemporary poems, and now our informational texts, and our excerpt from Common Sense. A government of our own is our natural right, and when a man seriously reflects on the precariousness of human affairs, he will become convinced that it is infinitely wiser and safer to form a constitution of our own in a cool, deliberate manner while we have it in our power than to trust such an interesting event to time and chance. So this is not the excerpt from Common Sense that I used in the discussion post, but the Declaration of Independence is going to be an equally interesting possibility, I think, for you to use with the Hunger Games, or the many other options available. But I just want you to scroll through and think about these Common Core options. Think about the possibilities. I hope this helps you plan ahead for the week and for the paper. Have a great day.